I'm a junior exercise science major at Slippery Rock University and also student coordinator of Run Club. But my story starts in high school. As you can see, I was a jumper. I was not a runner, and I was never going to be a runner. In fact, I hid in the locker room when my teammates went out to do the 2-lap warm-ups. But when I came to Slippery Rock, I knew I wanted to get involved. I heard about Run Club, and I saw their awesome shirts. But I heard they ran 3 miles, and I was never going to run 3 miles. But I did it, and I showed up, and I saw that there were actually students that I knew, and there was a good amount of faculty. And I thought it was pretty awesome that the faculty ran with the students, and we got to get to know them outside of the room. As time went on, I heard people talking about training for their 5K or any races. And they were talking about how they would get these awesome shirts at these races. But I was like, I'm never going to do a 5K race. But here it is. I did my first 5K race. And I did get a pretty sweet shirt. And because I ran this race, I got to learn about the registration process and the organization of the race, about how you get your own number when you sign up. And I was also impressed with the chip that they gave you, so that when you're running the race, they keep track of your individual time. Another thing that was a great experience was the starting line, and figuring out where am I going to start, and all these people, what pace am I going to run, and just keeping that pace throughout it was an interesting experience. And even if I never ran another race again, I knew that I could use these experiences when I had a client. And if they were interested in doing a race, I could at least share my experiences. As time went on, a leadership position became available at Run Club. And I became student coordinator and got to work with Dr. Lynn. I continued to grow, and through leading the group and talking, I gained more confidence in myself. I also learned organization skills through keeping track of attendance. Also, I created an incentive program, and this here is our scorecard for the incentive program. And as you can see, to keep things fun, this Halloween we dressed up and ran around campus. And we had many students and faculty members participate. Also, along with the incentive program this year, we are doing a community service project. As you can see, we don't have shoes here, and that's because we are doing a shoe drive, making awareness for those people who are in need and don't have shoes. We've already collected about 100 pairs of shoes, which I think is awesome, and we still have almost 3 weeks to go. And they're going to an organization called the Shoe Bank, and they distribute it to needy people around the world. As the organization grew, I started talking to more people, and I heard them talking about training for a half marathon. And I was never going to do a half marathon. I thought it was awesome that they were into, but no. Well, here's me 3 weeks ago. I finished my first half marathon. And I have to say, I got another sweet shirt. It's pretty awesome. But I had a great experience, but my story is not unique. Last year we had about 40 students participate in the Pittsburgh Marathon. And they started out, like me, coming to Run Club as non-runners, and they progressed throughout and ended up running either a relay or running the half marathon. In my preparation for my half and training, I had to overcome many obstacles. 3 weeks into training, my running buddy had to drop out because of injury. So I had to go through this process without her, and keeping my motivation, which was tough at sometimes. Also throughout my progress, I had to deal with what foods I could eat and how much water I needed to consume to make it best for my running conditions. And also 3 weeks before my race, I had a knee injury, and I had to work through taking some time off and worrying about, did I train enough? Am I going to be prepared? But through all these obstacles, I overcame them, and I finished my race with a smile. smile, and I never felt so good. So through these obstacles, I found that my story did represent learning reconsidered. So not only did I increase my wardrobe, I learned about things that we've talked about in class. And every obstacle that I came across has helped transform me and continues to transform me as I grow into a professional and into my future career. So personally, I think you can hear about somebody's experience, or you can learn about it in the classroom, or read it in a book, but until you go out and do this to yourself, you truly don't understand what these things are. So I encourage you to go out and do something that you never thought you could do, and maybe you'll get a sweet shirt in the process. So, thank you. Now I want to introduce Nick MARC.